How do you describe the character? What are the elements of Richard that have enhanced the character of Dr. Rolf, and how much of Dr. Rolf is Richard, and Richard Dr. Rolf?
Well, I think me as Dr. Rolf is sometimes extremely energetic, and sometimes they have to tell me to slow down because I tend to sometimes talk a little too fast. But like that photo you're showing there, he gets really excited, and that's me. I can get excited and like cheer myself basically.
Well, I was told by the folks in Hollywood that when you were realizing you were coming on the Jim Master Show, Entertainment Lifestyle Celebrity Talk Show series here in New York, that was the reaction that you had, which I really appreciate,
Totally
Dr.
true.
Rolf. I appreciate that, Doctor. Doctor's orders. Yes, I'm going on the Jim Master Show. Exactly. So they tell you to sort of like temper things a little bit, or
sometimes we work really fast.
Sure.
You'll go in and I might get a chance to work on lines ahead of time with the actors, but once you're on the set, it's rehearse, shoot, rehearse, shoot, rehearse, shoot. And sometimes you'll get a few takes, but a lot of times you do it in one or two and then you move on because they're shooting an episode a day. And when I come in, usually all my scenes are in a row. So I'll come in and I'll be there for a few hours getting ready. And then when I shoot, I'm pretty much done within an hour because they just slam through it and then they move on to the next grouping. And so that's fast and you have to be ready and on your toes.
And it's great training. Folks that I know that have worked on the soaps, especially in New York, because we're on the East Coast here, and others who have been guests on our show talk about the intensity of being on set, because it's go, go, go. Even if there's a slight flub or mistake or something, a lot of times they'll just leave it in because it adds some authenticity to everything. And they have to keep on schedule and moving because it's episode after episode, because they're shooting several things in advance, because these shows are on 5 days a week, every single week for 60 years in this case. And so there's constant content that's being created, and that scripts are like thick, and there's a lot of memorization that has to happen. And how do you work through all of that, all the memorization, the scripting, the dialogue? It can be intense. People have said if you can survive working for a soap opera, a daytime drama, you can pretty much do anything else after that.
I believe it. I have it easy compared to some of the contract players. I'm a guest person, so I'll get called a few weeks in advance, and they'll say, "Are you available this date?" And hold it. Hold this week or whatever. And then I'll get a script sometimes as much as 2 weeks in advance. And I might only be shooting one script in a week, or most I've shot is maybe 4 episodes in a week, like two one day and 2 another day. But usually I have 2 weeks to prepare. A lot of these people are shooting every day, and so they don't have as much time as I do to get ready, and they have more material in general. And so for me, I try to slam it out within a week. So then I have a week to just practice it without having to try to learn it. So I try to learn it the first week and then just keep going over it. And I have an app that I use that will basically, I read the other person's lines into the app, and then it'll just loop it to me, and I can just keep doing it while I'm in the car or wherever. And that just helps me for it to be ingrained, basically.
Yeah, I was going to say, what is some of your preparation, whether it's, for the role of Dr. Rolf on Days of Our Lives or anything else? Is there a certain routine like that you do to mentally disconnect from everything else and focus and prepare? Are you one who likes to be incredibly prepared, like a classically trained singer would be, very, very almost overly prepared? Or do you let it roll a little bit where, okay, I'm going to be prepared, but I'm not going to lock myself in and I'll be a little loose about it too. What is your overall way of approaching a role and your preparation at it too?
Well, I think I like to be as prepared as possible and then try to let it roll. The danger is you don't want to get locked into a certain performance, right? You want to be loose enough to react to the people who you're dealing with, and also react to direction, so that you don't get a direction and then just say it the same way. But I generally get a script, read it again, read it again, start maybe trying to do lines. Sometimes when I get to the point where I'm trying to memorize the lines, I do it in short bursts. I'll work on it a little bit, put it down, work on it a little bit, put it down, go over the same thing I just did. I have been known to, if it's something I'm really worried about, or there's a lot of content, I'll go to sleep, wake up at 11 or 12, run it, go to sleep, wake up at 3 or 4, run it. And, I just like keep doing it. And I think the breaks in between really help. And I also think sometimes doing it at night for me, I don't know, I'm not sleeping on it, but just I don't have a lot of other things in my mind, right? I'm totally clear. I'm an open book. So it seems like it's easier to put it in. But yeah, I tend to work in short bursts until I get it.